Howdy do y'all, this is John, and today I am talking about my top 10 least favorite movies of 2023. That's right, it's time for my top 10 least favorite and top 10 favorite movies of the year lists. Now, I did not see everything that came out this year. I completely ditched on The Little Mermaid, so don't expect that on this list. But in terms of what I have watched, which I got to see over 90 movies this year, this is my list of my least favorite that I have seen this year. Okay, so coming in at 10, it's the death of Disney animation, Wish. Last year's Strange World was abysmal. This year, Wish, the way I see it, it completely killed Disney animation. It's not going to be like what it was, because at the end of the day, Wish was everything bad about what Disney has been lately. Encompassed everything. Terrible characters, terrible story, pointless messaging. It just had everything in it. Number 9 is The Marvels. First we got the death of Disney, now we've got the death of the MCU. The Marvels felt like it was written by a robot. Someone who didn't understand storytelling, didn't understand characters. It was a sequel to a movie that nobody liked, and they just made it worse. I do not blame people for ditching out on this movie and causing it to bomb at the box office. Because man, I wished I did too. Number 8 is No Hard Feelings. Why was this movie even made? You have a 30-something-year-old lady who is being paid by this kid's parents to try and bang him to make him come out of his shell. And he's only like, what, 18, 19? Like, the entire idea behind it was just stupid. And the movie itself, it was painfully unfunny. You don't like anybody. Just terrible filmmaking altogether. Number 7 is The Black Demon. Man, I miss movies like Ferngully, who have a message in them about taking care of the environment, but being very subtle about it, and actually still putting the art before the message. The Black Demon is just complete propaganda. It's complete propaganda. It's all about the message. It's not about the art. And the movie is just stupid. Number 6 is Children of the Corn. How is this made by the guy who made Equilibrium? Because Equilibrium is one of the most underappreciated sci-fi movies of all time. Granted, the effects have not aged very well. But still, it's a really good movie. The guy who made this wrote and directed. Children of the Corn, on the other hand, is just terrible. It's one of those movies that have absolutely no redeeming qualities to it. Bad acting, bad characters, bad storytelling. Awful special effects. Just screw this movie. Number 5 is Shotgun Wedding. Jennifer Lopez trying to be badass, but coming across as a diva. Yeah, that's this movie. It's a completely annoying action rom-com mix. The main character, her husband, is like this Ryan Reynolds-esque character, but he's not played by Ryan Reynolds, which is not a good sign. She is supposed to be awesome, but she's a complete diva. Awful action, awful special effects. Green screen that you notice real easily. Yeah, no thank me. Number 4 is Xmas. Oh hey, another rom-com, this one a Christmas rom-com. Why am I not surprised? What can I say about Xmas? It's awful. You don't like the characters. You don't like their relationship. The story is boring. What more can I say about it? Number 3 is A Good Wife's Guide to Murder. This movie just cries stupidity. You have a main character who runs a podcast that is all about how to get away with murdering your husband, and yet she for some reason is baffled that she's the prime suspect of her own husband's murder. Yeah, like I said in my review, she'd be my only suspect if I was the detective. The movie's stupid. It's a 2B movie, so that's not surprising. And it was a complete waste of an hour and a half of my time. Number 2 is The War of the Worlds, The Attack. The War of the Worlds, The Attack is an adaptation of one of my favorite stories of all time, The War of the Worlds. And unfortunately, it does everything wrong that you can do with a War of the Worlds movie. The War of the Worlds, The Attack has terrible writing in it, terrible special effects. You don't care about anyone in this film, which is sad because you care about everybody in the book, and it is just a completely atrocious attempt at adapting War of the Worlds. And I almost made it my number 1 worst movie of the year list. However, I could think of at least one that was even worse. I will admit this one is more personal to me than my number 1 pick. It's just that my number 1 pick was that bad. Number 1 is Assassin. Just screw this movie, okay? This is Bruce Willis's final film. He retired very abruptly, very suddenly, and I don't blame him for it, considering what he's going through. This movie, though, makes me wish that Hollywood had treated him better for the last 10 years. Because it's just a horrific way to end a career. This movie is just awful. It is so bad that I am at a complete loss for words for how to describe it. Everything was done so poorly that the ice in this ice bath in this movie, you can tell it's just made of plastic. That's how little the people who made this movie cared. And what a horrendous note for Bruce Willis to end his career on. Again, I get why he just suddenly retired. They weren't able to really give him a proper send-off. But man, talk about bad. Well, that's my top 10 least favorite movies of this year. Again, I did not see everything that came out this year. I'm not gonna lie. Of all of the things I have seen, I would argue these are my least favorite movies of this year. Before I end, just a few dishonorable mentions here. The Outlaws, which almost made my list, and also The Strays. Both nearly made my list, and I just thought I'd give them a quick little shout out before I close this video, because they're also really bad. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Please look forward to more videos real soon. My top 10 favorite movies is coming out tomorrow. Please look forward to it. Please also like this video if you enjoyed it. Please also subscribe if you're new to the channel. And as always, please remember, the Bodetsky will return.